large labor and delivery suite for a hospital in New York. Don't look it up because you might find out which one it is. So, project's moving along, trying to finish everything up. Still working on the rooftop equipment, mostly mechanical equipment and controls that we are working our way through, and it is a lot of work. And we have a drop dead deadline of Monday, which means that the stress is still on. Meanwhile, working these long hours and with all this stress has clearly affected my recovery and readiness for training. So tomorrow I'll try to get another jog in, or maybe a bike session in before I go to work. I will work for a good part of the day and then take care of my last minute Christmas duties, which I shouldn't have waited on. But that's my update tonight. These videos have probably sucked for you guys lately because I have been either fresh out of surgery or sick or working too much. But I am excited for January. January starts the beginning of this next training build-up, and with that means that I will be dialing it in much more than you've probably seen so far on this channel. It's really quite a shame that I didn't start doing these daily videos until after my Ironman, but no harm, no foul. All this practice speaking to the camera, it's probably done wonders for me, personally, professionally, and I look forward to bringing this more developed skill into the new year with this next training cycle. I do, however, I have to get better at providing more valuable content. So, as always, I'm asking for any feedback as far as what you would like to see in this next training build-up. It's going to be about 8 months long. It's going to take every ounce of energy that I have. And there is a goal of a new Ironman PR that I'm striving for. And on top of that, I turn 30 in the next year. And I am also planning to do my first 100-mile race towards the end of the year. So I'm expecting this year to be pretty insane. Lots of high-level goals, and professionally, I'm already anticipating a lot of work and many hard projects to work on. So seeing that coming in my near future and approaching a more senior level in my job, I am probably going to have to start really thinking about the level of effort that I'm willing to dedicate towards certain things. Obviously, I do this YouTube project for fun, and I hope to continue to grow this on the side while still having the energy and mental capacity to perform my job at a high level, grow my personal business, and get these races done in a way that I'm proud of and excited about. And that's the plan. Lots of thinking to do. I realistically, I already have a lot on my plate, but I should realistically sit down and do a fair bit of writing to clear my mind, or to at least structure my mind leading into this new year. I'll feel much better when the project that I'm working on at work dies down and I actually deliver a successful unit for, these nurses to do their thing, these nurses and doctors. That is the exciting part of my job. Not even exciting, but fulfilling, I guess, would be a better way to say it. Like, not many people have the opportunity to produce something in this world that has such a meaningful impact on communities and other humans. Like, the new project that I built, or I'm finishing up, is very nice, and it's going to serve a very large community and really help women and mothers in the way that they should be helped in that stage of their lives. It's a lot to think about. It's pretty deep. It's rewarding, and then to also see the improvement in technology that we're providing these nurses and doctors to do their job, so that one, the end result of the procedures and the deliveries of babies is improved, but also to improve their lives and their workflows and stuff like that. I'm sure there's more there to think about and to reflect on, but it's something interesting, and I can't help but to think that not many people have the opportunity to do something that at the end of the day they can find the meaning in, improving the quality of care that people receive in the healthcare system. Although now might not be the right time to talk about the healthcare system, but there are some of us in the system that are doing their job and doing their best to give people the kind of care that they need or that they should have access to. So that's a good moment of reflection for me, because I've been working 7 days a week to bring this thing home. Now the flip side of that coin is it's also very interesting to see that there's this great visibility on projects that impact the growth of organizations and then also impact the quality of women's health care. And the visibility leads to immeasurable pressure on many people in organizations like the one that I'm working in. For some background there, and forgive me if I'm thinking while I'm speaking, or don't forgive me, because I should be thinking and speaking. The pressure to deliver something like this from a revenue perspective is pretty crazy to me, thinking about it. Like, it makes sense, and it makes sense to want to be to want to continually develop your reputation in the industry for high quality care and improvement, this, that, and the other thing. But the pressure that yields on the people in charge of those projects and those initiatives is pretty crazy. It's something I've never seen before. My prior employment was in government contracting, defense contracting to be specific, and the type of work that I was doing was important for the country, but there was always this like somewhat not dirty feeling about it, but it's controversial. Not only is it controversial, but there's lots of money involved, and it moves extremely slowly. So slow that you can easily find that your contribution doesn't quite matter in the grand scheme of things if you're, say, a lower and mid-level employee, entry level, I should say, not lower level, but entry level and middle level employee. Whereas now in my current position, although I always seem to have a tendency to undervalue my contribution to things, I think that's a humbling perspective for myself. It probably serves me better than it could serve somebody worse, but my direct contribution to work in this field, in the healthcare field specifically, in private sector, near private sector, or a public sector, I should say, not government. My impact is much greater. That also leads to much more stress. So at least it's stress for the good of communities and the good of women's health and people's health and all of that, but it's just funny to see that the stress is more a result of the financial and the political aspect of the job rather than the actual performing of the work and the end result that you're delivering. Like, obviously, patient care is priority number one when you're producing something in the medical field, but the pressure to perform seems to come from these trackable business metrics rather than the desire to produce the highest quality product for patient care. We're always trying to produce the highest quality product, but what I'm saying is the stress factor seems to be from that business stress rather than the project, product, or deliverable stress. I know that's balanced with different groups and whatnot, because I, as the project manager of, say, this large project, I have my perspective and my job is to finish the project. But then there's the people who I know are going to run with what I deliver, so the clinical team, the management team of the house, those teams. And I guess that's where the quality ends up being balanced out with function. Yeah. And that is what I have to say about that. Definitely not what I expected to talk about tonight, but that's what's on the mind. And this is a top of mind podcast, video, series, channel, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you find this part of my life interesting or have any thoughts about this. Obviously this might be a hot topic nowadays, but as usual, or as always, thanks for listening, and I will talk to you next time.